Hello, my name's Dan, this is Cora, and we're here today not to talk about Cora's top 70 board games of all time, not to talk about her top 60, not even to talk about her top 50. I had to think then. Anyway, top 10. We're doing the top 10.
We're doing the top 10.
We're doing the top 10 now we Cora. So this is Cora's top 10 board games of all time. So this is the finale. So you better hold on to your hats because this is going to be pretty special. And here we go. Number 10. Okay, Cora, what's number 10?
Number 10 is Junkart.
Junkart. And what is Junkart and why do you enjoy it?
Well, it's sort of like you have these little plastic or wooden things. It depends on which Junkart.
Yeah, little objects type thing.
And you're building things based on the mini game that you chose, aren't you?
Yeah, because this is something you mentioned before, isn't it? There's loads of different kind of...
Yeah.
It's a stacking game, isn't it? You're stacking things up and generally hoping it doesn't fall over. Generally, yeah. And there's all sorts of different...
You're hoping somebody else's will fall over.
Usually, although there's a couple of the mini games that are cooperative, aren't they? So you're stacking things up and hoping they don't fall over, and the exact way you're stacking them up is all varied, isn't it?
In the different mini games.
Yeah. So what do you like about it?
Well, like sometimes just not even going through a mini game and just making it. That's fun, isn't it?
Just using it as building blocks.
Yeah.
Yeah, fair enough.
But there's a lot of like different weird shapes that you can do different things with.
Yeah.
And there's this little thing where you can make a car with with 3 pieces. There's like a stick with 2 circles on the end of it. If you get 2 of those, and then one of the blocks that has 2 little things to see, you can make it.
So you like playing with the bits, is what you're saying. But there's a good game underneath all that as well, isn't there? Now this is a game, because before when we were talking
I'm not that good either.
Well, I know, but stacking games are quite difficult for younger kids. People always think that younger kids are going to love stacking games, and generally they do like stacking games, but they usually find it more difficult because you haven't got the fine motor skills as older ones. So I don't always like the fact that we go to default stacking games, like Animal Upon Animal. Anyway, that's beside the point. There's some really good games within this, and some are cooperative, some are competitive.
I think most of them are competitive, aren't they?
Most are competitive, yeah. So it's a good game. It's a good game. So number 10 is...
That's why it's my number.
That's why it's our number 10. Junkart. Okay, number 9.
Number 9 is Double or Spot It or Double.
Double, yeah.
Double is
we call it double in the UK. We don't care what you Americans call it. So what do you like? Well, what is Double or Spot It, and what do you like about it?
Well, Double is like there's again multiple different mini games. The one we play most is where there's a stack of cards in the middle, the little circle cards. And then you have 1 card each. It's like a couple player game. I think it's like 2+, isn't it?
Yeah. You can play a lot of people in Double, yeah.
But the one we usually play is we've each got 1 card and there's a stack in the middle. And if you spot something that's on both of your card, card and the one in the middle, then you take it and you put it on yours. Then you do the same with the next one. And the person who has the most cards at the end wins. In that mini game. I haven't played many of the other ones. Yeah,
well, that's the one we generally go to.
Yeah.
So what do you like about it?
Well, I just like how sometimes it seems absolutely impossible. there is actually, there is a match in every single combination card in the game. That would have been hard to make, wouldn't it?
Well, there's a video, actually. I won't go on about it now. There's a video about how the maths behind how they made Double, which is really interesting. If you look for maths behind Double or Spot It, then you'll be able to find that by a mathematician, not a games person. So it's a really interesting kind of algorithm they did. But yeah, it must have been really hard to work out. You're right.
And sometimes you just think it's not there.
I found the one that isn't there. I found it, and then you go, oh no, it's a dinosaur. And
sometimes even if somebody else gets it, sometimes you just pause the game. I really want to see what was there, and then you both try and do it.
Yeah. It can be frustrating at times, but it can be really fun as well, can't it? And it's funny when you're both almost exactly the same. It's another one of those grabbing games where you can have a fight. Okay, that was number 9. Double. Okay, what's your number 8?
Number 8 is Dixit.
Dixit. This is Dixit.
And also, if you call it anything else in America, we don't know.
We don't know. It's not called anything else in America. It's just Dixit. And so what is Dixit and why do you like it?
Well, it's like a family game, sort of. Well, I don't have multiple people.
You can't play it just two-player, can you?
No.
So this isn't a game that we play two-player. This is a game that usually we've played with our entire family.
Yeah.
And that's something you really enjoy doing, isn't it? Playing with the entire family. And so what do you do?
Well, somebody picks a card out of their deck and it has to be secret. Is there like and they have pictures on them.
Yeah.
And they have to describe it in a few words or a phrase.
Yeah.
And then everybody else has to pick a card from their deck that also matches the phrase. And then everybody has to pick one card that they think was the person...
Was the original card, yeah.
The one that the person picked. The one that the person chose.
Yeah. And to find which one original, and then there's points scored around that.
Yeah.
But that's the basis of the game.
Yeah, and it's very, very fun game.
It is really...
I really like all the pictures and I like everything.
The art's amazing in it, isn't it? Yeah.
Definitely.
And the thing I like playing, not so much with you anymore, because you're not quite as young as you were, but certainly with you when you were younger, and also your brother, when I used to play this with him when he was like 5, he's 14 now, is that it gave you an insight into the way your mind worked, because you both came up with some crazy wild when it was your turn to pick, you said all these bizarre things, and you said, but all sorts of really weird associations that obviously made sense to a 4-year-old, but made absolutely no sense to anyone else in the room. But anyway, so that's Dixit. That is a real classic game. That's a standard family game, and one that I just can't say anything bad against. It's fantastic, wonderful. Dixit. Okay, Cora, what's your number 7?
Number 7 is Pokemon.
Pokemon the trading card game.
Yes.
Yeah, and so...
Because that's the only board game.
Well,
not the only one.
Well, there's lots of other Pokemon games, I think, but this is the one that you're talking about. And I'm not going to ask you to do all the rules about it.
No, because there's a lot of rules.
There's a lot of rules. It's a collectible card game in the same kind of manner as Magic the Gathering and things like that. Bit simpler than Magic the Gathering, but still relatively complex. What do you like about Pokemon the card game?
I like all the Pokemon.
Yeah.
Which is little creatures, I think.
Yeah. People know what Pokemon are. Yeah.
But I also like how you got the different movesets and then...
Just kind of all the different kind of complications and playing the game.
I like the mats that it really simplifies it a lot more. Where it says you could do all these in your turn. Then it has all things like there's your prize deck, there's your deck, there's the benches.
Yeah. This is a game that you've relatively recently started playing, haven't you? And it's another game that your brother used to play. Yeah. And unfortunately, we had a really bad experience with Pokemon when your brother used to play, because he spent a lot of money on relatively a lot of money on getting decks and things, and someone at the local shop stole all his cards, and he was absolutely devastated. It was absolutely horrendous. So I'm a bit reluctant to get back into that, into the going into shops and things like that, because of that experience. So we just play together, us two.
Yeah.
We might venture out and do a bit more playing elsewhere, but I'm a bit, as I say, I'm a bit reluctant. So. But it's a good game, isn't it? It's really solid. And well, it must be a good game because it's your number 7. 7. See, at the beginning, I was really good at.
No, you were.
No. Today, just now, I just thought, I've got it. 10, 9, 8. I know what number we're on, and then it all falls apart at 7. All falls apart at 7. That's my problem number, obviously. Anyway, Pokemon.
Most people's lucky number, but not his.
Mine's 21. My lucky number.
Why?
I don't know. Because it's 3 times 7, maybe. So it's 3 times as lucky.
Except 3 is an unlucky. Well, sometimes 3 is a lucky.
Is it?
I don't know. I think I was 13.
I think we're probably better off getting on with the
that's 13. That's the unlucky
10.
number.
All right. Okay. Whatever.
It is.
That was number 7. We're going to the next one. Okay, number 6.
Number 6 is Rat-a-tat-cat.
Rat-a-tat-cat. This is another one of the Game Right kind of small box card games, along with Sleeping Queens and Duck Bruce, and Too Many Monkeys, which is another one that hasn't spoiler, it hasn't made your list. Too Many Monkeys, but that's a good game we play a lot as well. So, what do you do in Rat-a-tat-cat, and why do you like it?
In Rat-a-tat-cat, you got to remember the cards, because sometimes they're bad, sometimes they're good. They got different points, and I think, do you want less points or do you want more points? I'm pretty sure you want less points.
You want less points, yeah. So you get the cards dealt to you face down, don't you? You get 3 cards, and you can look at one, and then you don't know what the other ones are, and then throughout the game you're swapping with the other person and things like
Yeah.
that. So, and you get a chance to look at different cards and things like that. So it's a game where a bit of bluffing. So you're trying to persuade people that you've got... Yeah. Oh, that was good. I almost believed you got a 9. And a bit of bluffing, but also a little bit of kind of memory and stuff like that. So that's why you've got
Sometimes I used
advantage.
to keep my hand on one of the cards saying, use this one or don't use this one.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah. So you're trying to do little tricks. And this, we always have a lot of fun when we play this game, don't we? Rat-a-tat-cat. So Rat-a-tat-cat was your number 6. 6. I knew it. Okay, number 5.
Number 5 is Telestration.
Telestrations. Now this possibly, you could argue Dixit was a party game, but I think this might be one of your first party games. So what is Telestrations? Why do you like it? That kind of stuff. You know the drill by now. We're on number 5. We've done 65 of these, or 64. Go on, tell me about Telestrations.
In Telestrations, you get a card and then you draw what's on the card, don't you?
You get a card give like with an object or a person or something like that.
And you draw it, whatever was on the card.
Yeah.
Then you give it to the next person, and they would guess what it was and write it down. Mm-hmm. Then when they give it to the next person, they would draw what they wrote. Yeah. And it's not in a circle. You're not waiting for ages. You're always doing something.
Yeah. So everyone's doing it at the same time. So you're passing it round really. So one person draws it, and then the next person looks at the picture, flips over a thing and writes it, so the next person who gets it won't see what the first person's drawn.
And
a bit like the telephone game, really, apart from with drawing. So what do you like about Telestrations?
I really like how just funny it is, because you go from chocolate cake to, like, iPhone. It doesn't make any sense.
Yeah. This is a game, it's one of those games that works best with a lot of people, doesn't it? So it's another game we play with the family, and even more than the family, we can get them in. And it's also a game that works best when it goes wrong. Yeah.
It's always funny.
It's always funnier when it goes wrong. Yeah. So I in one game I played, it went from peace all the way to Pokemon. Because someone did the peace sign and someone else thought it was a Pokeball, and then it all got silly. So it's just very, very funny, a very funny game. Really, and this is another classic, and it's a classic for a reason. Telestrations is absolutely fantastic. And the younger kids you play with, it's also hilarious, because sometimes you can't quite understand what their drawing is and things like that.
And then when they see you, usually you go and see what they guess, and they were like, how is...
Yeah. At the end, we usually flip through all the books and show what's happened and kind of make fun of people.
Sometimes they always go the same, and that's boring.
Yeah. It's the best when it goes wrong. It's best when it goes wrong. Telestrations, fantastic game. You're number 5. Okay, number 4. We're really reaching near the end now. Number 4 is
Rory's Story Cubes.
Rory's Story Cubes. Now this arguably isn't a game at all, but it's again
whatever.
Exactly. It's sold within all the game things. It's done by a game company, you know,
and it's made entirely out of dice.
It's made entirely out of dice. So what is Rory's Story Cubes, and why do you like it?
In Rory's Story Cubes, you roll a dice and it has a picture on it, and you interpret that picture to make the first part of a story. Then you roll the second dice, and it's a different thing, and you like connect all the story together, don't you?
Yeah. So it's like a load of dice with a load of pictures on. You can roll them all together. You can roll them one at a time. It's another one of these games where you can just do whatever you feel like. Really,
you can make a pyramid out of them.
You could make a pyramid out of them, and then you use those as prompts to tell stories. And it's really enjoyable.
It is. We play it like together, and then I go, then you go, then I go.
Yeah. So we collaborate on a story making together and things like that.
And he does some crazy things, and I'm like, how do I do that? How am I supposed to carry on from that?
Well, you've got to mix the story up a bit, a few twists and turns. So
your twists and turns are like that.
Well, I'm a natural storyteller, Cora. What can I say? I'm a storyteller. Anyway. There is a game that goes with Rory's Story Cubes called, I think it's called Untold. And that kind of gives it more of a structure and things like that. And we do We did own that. I think we still do own it for a while, but I rarely play it because it gives it too much structure for me. I like a bit more randomness. But other people, I like a bit of silliness. But other people do use it and really like it as well. So that's fine. So Rory Story Cubes, fantastic, and these are a great birthday present. If you're going to a kid's birthday,
I think we've got a bunch of Rory Story Cubes.
We got a load, because every now and again you get some on. I say, oh, Batman Rory, because there's kind of licensed ones as well.
Then Joker was the good guy.
Yeah, so really great for kind of encouraging creativity. Fantastic, Rory Story Cubes. Number three, Cora.
Number three is Lumina.
Lumina. And what's Lumina and how do you play it and do you like it? Yeah, we know she likes it.
It's another memory game, and around the board you got these face down tiles, and you flip them over, and you have to remember what they are to try and go around all the places collecting the things. Yeah, so you're
collecting fireflies, I think, aren't you? And the way you move around the board is by flipping over a tile which has the same picture as the next spot on in your board.
Yeah.
So it's instead of a roll and move, it's a memory and move, really. And it's a competitive game. And why would you like this competitive game where memory is a really important part of how to win, Cora? Well, I can't even think why you would like this so much.
Because you can't remember. You can't even remember some numbers.
So I've got no chance of remembering tiles. Yeah, this is a game that Cora is good at, and she's significantly better than me.
Let's play it again.
It's a bit of a. It's not by the same people as far as I'm aware, actually, but it's a bit like, it's from different companies as well, but a bit like Wizardry to the Power of 3.
Yeah.
That's a similar mechanism in that you need to flip over ones in order to
memory and move.
Yeah. But that one, whereas that one's a cooperative game, this one is a competitive game. Yeah, this is really good.
I like memory competitive games. Well, he is my opponent.
She's not nice. She's not nice. So yeah, really good game. Lumina, fantastic stuff. Okay, number two. Yep.
My second favourite board game.
Second favourite board game of all time. Isn't even a board game.
Not really, no.
But never mind. It's very much in the same spirit of Rory Story
Cubes.
Rory Story Cubes. It's also by the same man who, in fact, it says there, Rory O'Connor, the same man who designed Rory Story Cubes.
Says same.
And in a similar way, it very much encourages creativity.
Yeah.
So, Cora, what is... we haven't even said what it is. It's the Extraordinaires Design Studio.
Yes.
Yeah. What is the Extraordinaires Design Studio?
Well, you get this card, and it's the Extraordinaire. It could be a giant, it could be an astronaut, it could be a robot.
Yeah, so you get like a character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then you get something, you get options for the characters. There's 3 options, and then you pick one.
Yeah.
And then you get 3 options for what you're going to draw. Then you pick one. Then you have to draw a thing for that Extraordinaire.
Yeah. So
like it could be a cup holder. It can be like a device to communicate. It can be all sorts of things.
Yeah. So you've got a list of different. It's a product design. It's a product designing game. So basically, you get the customer. So it might be a giant, and you have to design him something to.
That's the giant.
Yep, that's the giant. And it's her. Sorry, you have to design her something to carry her lunch in. And so you draw something, and it might be
a jumbo suitcase.
A jumbo suitcase, or it might be a dumper.
It wouldn't be very hard to draw a jumbo suitcase. Just put the suitcase and then put big.
Yeah, you try and be a bit more imaginative with that. Yeah. So you might get a big dumper truck with handles on for that kind of stuff, or things like that. Or it could be something. There's the evil genius, something to keep an evil genius entertained, or there's all sorts of different things. And why? So why do you like this?
I really like just how you think of it. Like, I really like the drawing part. I like drawing.
Yeah.
I do.
Yes, you do like drawing.
And I like how you think of it, and you can make it really funny. I think once I made something for a robot dog or something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but it was really good, and I liked it.
Yeah.
It was one of my favourite designs. I don't know where it is now.
Really proud of what you designed.
And we keep it in the box,
Yeah.
like so we can look through all the ones that we made.
Yeah. It's really good. It's basically a design technology school lesson in a box, but it's really charming. It's really fun. It's something that I really like as well. This kind of designing mad inventions and things like that. I really like that. But Imagineers is a great. It's not a game. It's not a game. It
doesn't matter.
It's an activity, but that doesn't matter because it's Cora's list.
My list.
It sits on our.
And you can't change it, so it doesn't matter.
It sits on our board gaming shelf, and we bought it from a board gaming shop. Therefore, it belongs in this list. It's a Extraordinaires Design Studio. Highly recommended for a lovely creative activity to do with your kids. Okay, number 1. Cora's trying to cover it. Probably not with very much success. Oh, it's Llama.
Favourite game of all time.
Favourite game of all time. Very briefly, what is Llama?
Well, it's a card game. Briefly.
Your attitude in these videos is getting worse and worse and worse. I'm glad we're not doing a top 100, otherwise I'll have to send you away to some kind of correctional facility by the end of it.
Only 3 more videos.
Only 3 more videos. So Llama is a card game, a little bit like Uno, but with a twist. It's by Rainer Knizia, who's a very famous designer, who's one of my favourite designers, and it's just right. So let
me explain it.
Go on. What do you like about? It's a card game, mostly based on luck, but there's some decisions to be made. Yeah. So what do you like about Llama?
Well, I should explain some of the rules.
All right, explain some of the rules. That's fine. Yeah.
Because briefly.
All right, come on. Explain some of the rules.
So you've got a deck, and so does everybody else.
A hand of cards, rather. Yeah.
It's another game where it's a party game, and there's actually a party version of it. It just has another extra rule to it.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's better with more people. And you put down the card, and it has to be the card that's already there.
Yeah.
Or the next number. It goes from
next number up.
Yeah. It goes from 1 to 6.
1 to 6, I think, and then Llama is a 7.
Yeah. And the llama, you don't want points in this game. This is a game where you don't want points. And the llamas are 10 points each. And all the other ones are just the point that they are. And so if there's a bunch of llamas and everybody's putting that down on the llamas because they want to get rid of them, and just before you, they put down a 1, and then you can't put your llama down, and then you got 10 points, and then you get into a fist fight with it.
Yeah, it's a hooting and hollering game, I call them, where there's lots of shouting and
once somebody else put a 1 down when I didn't want them to, and I said, "Stop playing the game properly." It was just yeah.
We've had some lovely times in the family with this. It's portable.
It's another small box game, isn't it?
Very small box game. All the family like this one. We can always persuade all the family to play this one. The rules are so simple; it only takes like 2 minutes to explain them. There is there are some decision-making things. Some people don't think there are, but there are some decision-making things. And there's a nice little twist with the scoring, where you anyway. I won't get into that. But there's little Rainer Knizia twists to it. And it's just really, really, really fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it is.
Yeah, this.
That's why it's number 1.
This legitimately is in my top 10 games of all time, and it's not because it's clever or sophisticated.
Definitely not.
Well, it is, but it is clever to a certain extent. But it's not because of it's because of the wonderful times we as a family have had playing this, haven't we?
Definitely.
And we absolutely love this. Absolutely love it. It's our family's game of the decade is Llama, and your number 1 game of all time, which doesn't surprise me at all. So that's Llama. That's your top 70 games of all time. We've done it, Cora, over the course of how many days? 5 days of recording?
Probably like 4, I think.
Just count different T-shirts she's been wearing in each of the videos. Probably 4, you're right, yeah. But that's not all we're doing. I'm also going to do one more video, a top 10. And this is going to be videos that I think would have made Cora's list if she had done it a few years ago.
More games.
Yeah, board games. Yeah. Not
You said not
not yogurts.
videos.
Not favourite yogurts.
You said videos that would have made my life.
Oh, did I? Oh,
Yeah,
right, okay.
you
I've
did.
got it wrong. So we hope you found that list useful. Some of these games will be in print. Some of them will be out of print. I'm afraid we couldn't restrict ourselves to just games that will be
Yeah.
in print because
Still good
well,
games in my top 70.
yeah, exactly. Yeah, we'd end up with a very shorter list because we have left a lot of games out we'd like, but
Yeah.
we felt that 70 was a good cut-off for Cora to.
Yeah.
It's a lot of games. 100 games is a lot for you to remember. You've done so well with the remembering the rules and things like that because we didn't rehearse anything.
Yeah.
You just remembered how to play them all and things like that. I've been really really impressed.
We only rehearse when we mess up a team.
Yeah, that's not
That's
rehearsal.
not rehearsing.
That's not awesome. And you can tell by the shambolic nature of our recording that we very rarely retake anything anyway because we're willing to put any old rubbish out. But anyway, that was Cora's Top 70. We're going to see you next time with one more video, which will be 10 games that would have made Cora's list, I reckon, if...
we did more games.
Yeah, we didn't... Well, no, if we'd done this a few years ago when you were a bit younger.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, that's it. Goodbye. Thank you.